Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons, and we are going to continue talking about Vecna, Eve of Ruin. Let's finish out Chapter 5 of Vecna, Eve of Ruin. And the characters are they're in Ravenloft, and they have gone into Death House. At this point, they actually finally reach Strahd. Now, this is done extremely well. So basically, before they can get to a point where they're like, okay, let's throw down, I'm going to put a dagger in your heart, Strahd. Strahd, shows that he is the master of Ravenloft. And what he does is the player characters are put into 3 haunted zones. And these are mechanical layers, essentially, of Strahd. And the player characters can't even remotely reach him until they get through these. And there are very real, and they can get trapped. They can essentially get lost forever in any of these, right? So the first is a dining hall, and on the table are these chalices filled with a dark red liquid. It's blood, right? And so in order to get out of this this zone, all of the characters need to drink the blood, right? And if you don't, you just are lost in the mist, and you're constantly going in the same place. And essentially, this is really fascinating. You can lose your character in the mists, like you're just trapped forever by Lord Strahd. He is extremely dangerous, right? And it does give, some ideas for how to give them, clues. But if there's a point where they're not going to drink the blood, any characters that's not going to drink the blood, you're just going to get lost. You're going to get lost in the mist forever, right? And I really like this because it's scary. Like, it's, you have a foe who is master of his realm. Like, and the idea is, don't roll up into Ravenloft if you're not like 20th level, right? Like, and even if you are, I think you still get lost if you can't solve this puzzle, right? The next puzzle is you go into, it's called the Eternal Graveyard. And basically, you find a coffin, you find a grave. You have to dig up the grave, and it is a marked coffin with your name on it. And the only way to get out of this haunted zone is you have to get into the coffin, and then at that point you get shunted to the next haunted zone. And the final haunted zone is a child's room. It's an illusion of Rose and Thorn Durst, the parent, and they're the children of Gustav and Elizabeth Durst, the people who actually created the Death House cult to Lord Strahd, right? And they are inconsolable, and the only way to get out of this room is to search the room, and then you find a Strahd doll, and you find a doll of yourself, right? And the only way to get out of the room is to tear off the head of the Strahd doll. And that's it. Like, these are the puzzles, and if you can't solve them, you are lost forever in the mists, which I think is pretty cool. Once you get past that, then you come across Strahd. Now, this is where it gets interesting, okay? Strahd, we've already had the stat block for him for years. It does not change. It's the same Strahd in this book as what we got years ago in Curse of Strahd, which is a classic D&D canon hardback that everybody loves. And Strahd is Strahd. He's got about 280 hit points. He's a straight up full-on vampire. He's incredibly deadly, and he's about as deadly as an adult dragon, right? So you have to go against him, and you have to do your thing and defeat him, right? And the whole party is going to fight. Now, here's where it gets interesting. If Saru Sanda, the member of the Almost Inquisition, is there, Lord Strahd will actually allow her to go free. And the reason why is if he kills her as a member of the Almost Inquisition, he has a war with the Almost Inquisition on. And so, which doesn't serve him right now, right? So he will allow Sarusanda to leave. And he's like, hey, I'm gonna let you leave. Do you know, but before you leave, do you know these guys? If she is in, and this goes by the literal mechanic, Dungeons and Dragons has an interaction mechanic. For the Dragon Master characters, are they friendly with the Dungeon Master character? Are they hostile to the Dungeon Master character, or are they indifferent? If they are friendly with her, she will lie and say that they are members of the Ulmist Inquisition, right? If the player characters are then asked by Strahd, is that true? And if they lie, he will let them go with her, right? But if they say no, it goes down, and there's a fight with Strahd. And I really do like this. I actually don't think that any 13th level crew is going to kill Strahd, right? Actually, 13th level crew is not going to kill Strahd. I think they will absolutely kill Strahd. But there is no way, right? 4, 5, 6 Dragon Master characters, right? They can't kill Strahd without one of them dying, right? So just so you're aware, if they fight Strahd, you absolutely should kill one of the Dragon Master characters. Even at 13th level, you should take them down, right? All the way down, like death saves. And actually, let me put it this way: you need to put them in death saves. If you do not do your job and put at least one Dragon Master character into a death save, you have not run Strahd correctly, right? So, and frankly, I think you really should kill. And the reason why is Lord Strahd is actually important to Dungeons and Dragons history at this point, and he's important to Dungeons and Dragons future. And you need to put the fear of Pelor in these, in these people, right? Pelor is the sun god, by the way. So you need to put the fear of Pelor in them and tell them, hey man, you're gonna throw down, like with Strahd, one of your player characters are gonna die. In which and then you could be like, hey, this is on you. I gave you the opportunity to get out of this fight, right? So this is a very, very dangerous module. And I will tell you right now, the way Amanda Heyman built it, there's almost no possibility that you're getting 4, 5, or 6 Dragon Master characters out of here without one of them dying, which I think is good. Like, death is part of Dungeons and Dragons. Now, when they die, they need to be away from the table for a while. No backup characters. Remember that. Every single, and that's it. That's all of Chapter 5. Loved it. Thought it was fantastic. I'm really excited about Vecna Eve of Ruin. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your own opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.